channel. My name's Phil A. Mignon, and this is Medium Rare Poetry. Do you love pets? I love pets. Not your standard sort of pet. I like exotic pets, where the law will allow. Today's poem is related exactly to an experience I had a little while back where I went for something more exotic, or it went for me. So, without further ado, I present Annie Conda.
Annie Conda by Phil A. Mignon. I found an anaconda in my bed the other day. She'd snuggled up beside me in an anaconda way. She must have been quite chilly and decided that my bed was warm and safe and comfy as a place to lay her head. I had been sleeping soundly, dreams of ham and homemade pickles, when her flexy flicking forking tongue behind my ear did tickle. You may think that I'm very calm. Don't overanalyze. Reactions can be muted when you're fairly paralyzed. These snakes are known to crush their prey, a fact you're sure to know. The dainty end of her great tail was curled around my toe. I wondered if this brand new home, my new construction romp, was situated far too near the Simpson sandfly swamp. Well, I just like my privacy, and this appeared to be a perfect private option for my cat, my wife, and me. So here I was, all frozen, with a snake around my fanny. An intimate conundrum, so I guess I'll call her Annie. She seemed to be quite comfortable. In fact, she deigned to snore, while I was wide awake reflecting how I'd make the door. I mentioned that I have a cat, a foodie-loving Persian. Her name, of course, was Fluffy. Could there be another version? I mentioned her in former tense, as I'm afraid to say. The bulge in Annie's midriff screamed my cat had gone astray. There wouldn't be a funeral in those hallowed feline halls unless that naughty Annie coughed a furry fluffy ball. I thought by now my wife would stir, as I had from my slumbers, and popped outside to arm herself with snake-controlling lumber. I very gently whispered so as not to give her fright, as Annie had my little toe still wound up nice and tight. My current prone position had me facing out, you see. I couldn't really see exactly where my wife would be. I pondered my predicament. My bed had been usurped, and then I smelt my wife's perfume when Annie dropped a burp. Well, that's a shame, I pondered. We had only settled in. The mounds of padded wrapping had just made it to the bin. Our marriage vows then popped to mind, chiefly death do part. I figured that stretch was done, so time to make new start. Annie's hibernation would be months, it would appear, so stuffed she was with those who once had held my heart so dear. I gently freed my pinky and prepared for my new life, Annie playing substitute, replacing my fair wife. As time went by, we blossomed, getting used to one another. We'd go for walks, although her bulk would limit mileage covered. I taught her tricks to pass the time, like jumping hula hoops, and for a snack we'd raid the neighbours' fancy chicken coops. She came in very handy in controlling feral dogs, and as she grew, she shed her skin by rolling in the bogs. She was a great attraction, and she drew the tourists in. A simple one-way ticket I would sell them with a grin. And then one day disaster knocked upon my welcome mat. A handsome anaconda laid my Annie's heart quite flat. They slithered off together, yes, eloping to the marsh. They barely begged my pardon, and I thought that was harsh. And so I was alone again. My reptile world was lost, with nothing left to show for it, a dreadful wasted cost. A selfish type of notion circulated in my head. I now could lay spread eagle in my vacant king-size bed. I woke up in the morning with a claustrophobic feel. My bed had been invaded by a school of moray eels. But as my fear diminished, as I know it often did, 'twas Annie and her hubby and their 27 kids. My house is full of mischief, which is quite a state of bliss. It's party time each evening as we all get on the hiss. I couldn't ask for better. I am lucky, I suppose, with countless little critters with their tails wrapped round my toes.
Well, there we go. What a nice story, I thought. Well, that's it for today. Oh, the kids are coming in. I'm sorry. I'll have to go. No, that's enough. No, not up the leg. Um, if you could click the subscribe button, I would be very grateful. And also, if you could like and share this video so that our channel can grow together if I survive this. All the best and bye bye for now.